Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jarrell Solis with Confidence Pest Control. As always, I just want to say first and foremost, thank you so much for tuning in, listening to what I have to say. It always blows my mind that there are people out there listening, but from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you so much. And my goal is to help you in any way that I can. And so hopefully I can provide some information that can help you grow your business and get to where you want to be. Even if it's just one little thing, that's all I want to do is be able to help you. With that being said, today we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do today that are going to help you grow your business. Not only will they help you, but they're free. Well, all except for one, but that's very, very minimal. But these things are free, things that you can do, and they will help, I promise. And I'm the living testament of that because I'm still in the infancy of my pest control entrepreneurship journey. And so every dollar matters. I get that. More than anybody, I get that. So I'm going to give you some things that you can do that are minimal amount of spending, and then the rest are absolutely free. So I'm excited to talk about today's topics because it is 5 different things. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Number 1, branding. And there's so much more, on the backside of branding that goes into it, the feeling and trustworthiness, the community reputation that you have, the why behind your brand. You want to really be able to get that through, and eventually you want people to see your logo and your truck and they think, oh, there's that pest company. Not a pest company, but that pest company, the one that they're seeing all over the place, the one that they know everybody loves. That's ultimately the goal. But it takes some time and it takes a lot of effort to get there. But it can be done. But before I get into all that, and I won't dive into all that, if you're interested in that, read the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's a really great book. That it just goes really into like the why behind what you do, and then how the branding follows and makes them think. Read Branded Not Blanded. That's another great book. But yeah, again, I digress. When it comes to, I know right now you're in the beginning stages of your pest control company. You're either getting ready to start, you haven't started, or you just started, right? It's important to look the part. You have to take yourself serious, because if you don't take yourself serious, nobody else will. That's why it's important to make sure that you have branded hats, branded shirts. This is just regular shirt, but all my other, my work shirts, it has the same logo right here on the chest. You want to look the part, even though you're a $100 company. You want to be able to look the part, and for somebody to say, okay, there's Orkin, Terminix, and Confidence, and I don't know which one of them is the biggest company. I mean, obviously Orkins and Terminix, they're the Goliaths of the world, and I'm David's little brother, right? You don't even know of him, but when you see me in the way that I present myself, in the way that I'm always, I have my uniform, you wouldn't know that I was, barely getting to my first 6-figure year. You wouldn't know that. And that is key for you, because they're going to trust. They want an expert at their home, right? These people, they're calling you and they're going to find you on Google or Facebook or however they find you, referral, whatever the case is. When you pull up, you don't want to just pull up in an unmarked truck or unmarked van, with no logos or anything like that, and then show up and just, this shirt, even this is a nice polo shirt, but to not have my logo on there, I really wouldn't want to do that. You want to make sure that you have your logo, wear it on everything. I wear my shirts everywhere I go. But those things will set you apart from the other companies that aren't doing it. And there are other companies that aren't doing it. I promise you that. There's going to be some large companies in your area that are focused on these types of things, and they make sure that their guys have uniforms. And it's important for you to do the same thing. You want to present yourself as a professional. So do that. Make sure that your shirts are, if you can iron them at the very least. Throw them in the dryer for a few minutes, put it in a wet towel, and get the wrinkles out. There's nothing that drives me crazy like seeing somebody with a shirt that's full of wrinkles. It looks like somebody just chewed them up and spit them out. It's like, bro, take yourself seriously. And again, they won't take you serious if you show up like that. If you show up with stains all over your clothes and they're dirty, and we're in a dirty business. So have an extra shirt with you. It's not that hard. Keep an extra shirt. Keep a couple extra hats in your truck. Use one for your services, one for whenever you walk up to the door and you introduce yourself. These things make a difference. If you show up with sweat stains all over, yes, we're working hard, but man, like, put your best foot forward. That's what you want to do, and that's what you need to do, again, to set yourself up or to set yourself apart from the other guys who aren't doing that, because you might not think it matters, but to them it does. It truly does. So do those things. Now, yeah, I talked about just a little bit of money spending whenever it comes to this in particular brand. It's not, it doesn't have to be expensive, it really doesn't. You don't have to have Nike shirts, Under Armour shirts, name brand shirts. What I do for my work shirts is I go on to, and this is what you can do, go on to jiffy.com or Jiffy Shirt, something like that. And they have the fishing shirts, the long sleeve polos. They have all your plain shirts. You can get them all. You can get those, white shirts, color, whatever it is you want. Jiffy's the place to go. You can buy shirts in bulk, and they're going to be pretty freaking cheap, to be completely honest. So that's what I've done. I have, for my work shirts, I've got like 6 Kelly Green shirts. They're the long sleeve, moisture wicking, the really nice lightweight shirts. If they get wet, they dry within minutes. Very, very quickly. And when I go and I buy them, and they are like $6 per shirt, and they come, they're completely blank. You just get them, and now you're getting, let's say you get, just one for each day. You get 7 shirts, right? Let's say they're at $7. You're spending $50 on shirts, whereas a Nike shirt itself is like $50, for this shirt. So you can get, your 7 shirts right there. Now you have a shirt for every day, Monday through Friday, with 2 extras, keeping your truck just in case you get dirty, right? Next thing you do is, I promise you, somebody with the Cricut. Whether if you're married and you have a spouse, maybe she does it. Maybe you have a sister. Maybe there's somebody, if nobody knows, there's somebody in the neighborhood that you can get to do this. It's very, very easy. Luckily for my wife, or luckily for me, my wife is extremely crafty, and she's the fucking shit, right? So go to Michael's or go on Amazon and look up the I would tell you, but I just don't know. My wife does that for me. But find the right vinyl that you need for your shirts. It's an iron-on vinyl, and just buy it. You're gonna spend like $5 on that. So you're looking at $55 right now on your shirts and your vinyl, and it's gonna be a roll of vinyl. So this is gonna take care of many shirts. Then you go and you tell your wife, I want this font, this is my logo, and she goes into her laptop. She says, okay, we're gonna do this, and she puts it into the Cricut. It cuts it out for you. It takes maybe 10 minutes on the very, very long side. She cuts it out, and boom, then she peels it off. She puts it on the shirt. You iron it on, and you have logo and branded shirts right there. It costs you almost nothing. Honestly, you're looking at no more than $60, and you have 7 shirts with your logo. And mine, you can, your logo can be smaller. On mine, it's the entire chest. It says, it's this right here, except all the way across. And it cost me, I mean, we're looking at, $7.20 a shirt to get that done. So then you're good to go. Go to Walmart, buy some cheap pants, and you have a professional looking uniform for, I mean, nothing, man. So that's going to be the only time I'm talking about spending money right now, but that's as easy as it gets. And the great thing about that vinyl is, yes, you get some for your shirts, and then also figure out what kind you need for your vehicle. Again, I don't know, but my wife did my entire truck wrap, and again, she bought the roll of vinyl. She bought a bigger roll, so it cost her $9 maybe, and now my truck is completely wrapped. I've got my TPCL on the front. I've got my logo on the side. I've got my phone number. I'm looking at my truck right now. I don't want to turn the camera around, but on the extended cab part, it says, it has scorpions, mosquitoes, termites, fleas, and ticks. Above the back tire, it says safe, simple, and effective. On the back, it says veteran owned, and it has my phone number. Super, super clean, slick. I get lots of compliments on it, and it cost me, again, $7-8 to wrap it. So, and under $100, I mean, maybe you might spend a little bit more. The pants are going to be the most expensive thing you buy, but for $100, I've got uniforms in my truck wrapped. So it can be done. Just know that it can be done. I'm the living proof, and I'm the testament that it can be done. And after this, I'll throw in a quick video of my truck just so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. But that's what you got to do. You spend a little bit of money, make sure your brand is there. Make sure you got your logo on everything. Again, just look the part, and then just build trustworthiness with the community. And you can do that with some of the other things we're going to talk about. Might as well just go ahead and jump into number 2 and get right into it. And this is going to be a great way to build that brand awareness, to do the storytelling, to get the why of what you do out there so that everybody knows, right? You guys know what I'm going to say next. Facebook and social media. You've got to take advantage of it. I'm telling you, it's no longer maybe I will, maybe you have to. Like, you have to. If you really don't want to do it, pay somebody just a little bit of money. But if you don't have that money, which you probably don't right now, spend some time. You have time right now. Go into Facebook and just create some Facebook posts. Make some videos. Create the content. Post the content. Ghost the content. Dude, I don't watch these videos back. My stuff on Facebook, I post it and ghost it. I leave it alone. I don't care if I get a like, if I get a share, if I get a comment, I'm going to try to respond to it, things like that. But you've got to get out of the mindset that, and I say this because I talk to other people, and this is exactly what they happen. They say, yeah, I was doing the Facebook thing, but this is exactly what he said. He said, I did it for like 2 weeks, and I posted, 3 times a week for 2 weeks, and the only people who liked it were my mom and my wife, and, nobody shared it, nobody commented, nobody liked it. Dude, who gives a fuck? Nobody cares, dude. Like, who cares? You shouldn't fucking care. Just post it and forget about it. But what you're doing is you're putting that content out there. And that's what you have to do. That's the name of the game. You might have 100 posts that don't do anything, but then you might post one, something that really hits 101, and now it blows up. But you have to stay consistent with it. Post. Dude, it kills me. So many people, that's what they do, is they think, I did post, how many times did you post? Last week I posted 2 times and I didn't get any customers from it. Dude, no, of course you didn't. You're not going to. This is the long game. You've got to get out of this is not a sprint, right? This is a freaking marathon. So quit worrying about the stuff that you're worried about today and tomorrow and this week. Dude, think about long term. You might not get these customers today, but again, I talk about that in the other videos. Long term, down the road, when they need you, they're going to think about you and they're going to give you a call. So post. It costs you nothing. It literally costs you nothing. And even the time, it's very minimal time. Make a quick video. And I get it. You don't want to be on video. Dude, who gives a fuck? You know, I've got a face for radio. You hear me, I stutter. I'm not very good at this stuff, but I'm doing it. And you guys are watching because I'm doing it and because there's not anybody else doing it. And I guarantee you that if you're in wherever you are in your area, there's nobody else posting consistently. There's nobody else creating content. And if there is, there's not many people doing it. So go ahead and be that person. Become the authority. When people see you on Facebook, they're going to see in their mind that you're building brand awareness. All right. So post a video, post a funny video, post a informative video, post a why video, why you do what you do, post a how video on how to do certain things, but just fucking post, man. Don't be a bitch, just post. That's all you got to do is just post. And if you do that, the rewards will come, and the rewards come in new customers, which turns into revenue, which business, and you're able to grow your business. You're able to make some fucking money, man. You started this business to do it. You know, you're already not like everybody else because you're starting a business. Not everyone else is starting a business. It's just the truth of the matter. So quit saying, okay, well, I'm going to be like everybody else and not post. No, you're already not like everyone else. So continue to be not like everyone else. Post. I fucking can't stress that enough. And you hear me, like, I'm passionate about it because this is the one thing that's going to help you so much. If you did nothing else, get reviews and post on Facebook. Those two things are going to grow your business. I promise you they will. They absolutely will if you just do it and do it consistently. Stop worrying about whether people like your post, whether people comment or share. It's going to be disheartening and discouraging. You're going to feel like, man, like nobody supports me. And this is the truth real quick. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to side off just for a second. Nobody, your friends and your family, they're not going to support you the way you want them to support you. It's the fact of the matter. My YouTube subscribers, I could go down the list, and I don't think that I'll find any of my sisters. Maybe one of them. I've got 3 sisters. Of my 4 or 5 closest best friends, I don't think any of them are subscribed. It's me. Yeah, I'm talking my Marine brothers, people that I'm willing to die for. I don't take it. I mean, dude, you can't take it fucking personal, you know. Because the truth is, everybody wants to see you do good. They just don't want to see you do better than them, and that's the truth for the people that you know and the people that you grew up with. They want to see you do good. They just don't want to see you do better than them. Hey, Jarrell's starting a business. Hey, man, that's awesome. We're going to like it. Congratulations. But as they see you posting regularly, as they see your business growing, now they're just going to scroll. They're going to scroll past. Because all it is reminding them that you were fucking brave enough to take the leap, and it reminds them of everything that they're not. They're not an entrepreneur. They're not willing to go out and put themselves out there. And so they're going to become, in a sense, haters. But fuck them, dude. You didn't start your business for them, so don't let them dictate your life. Get out there and post, man. That's all I'm telling you. And because I support you, and you know, the most support and love that you're going to get is from other entrepreneurs, from other people who are trying to do the same thing, who have already done it. Because the truth is, people don't swing down, they swing up. You know, people below you, they're going to swing up at you. They're going to take shots at you. Those of you that are further and that are already at where you want to be at, they're going to reach down and they're going to pull you up. I'm not there, all right? But there's somebody out there who's getting ready to start, who has 10 customers, 20 customers, 50 customers. I'm trying to help you. I'm reaching out and I'm telling you, hey, man, this is what you got to do to get to where I'm at. And I'm only at 225 customers, you know, 240 customers, something like that. But I'm not going to talk shit about the guy who's just starting. I'm trying to help you. And that's just the truth. Entrepreneurs are going to help you. All the love and support that you're going to get is going to be coming from strangers and from other people in your community. just accept the fact that it's not going to be from your people. That's the truth of the matter. It is what it is. But the sooner you can just get past it, say fuck it, the better you're going to be. So again, post. Use social media. If you have Instagram, they're connected. Facebook owns Instagram. You can post on Instagram and it gets shared to Facebook. You can have, and the great thing is you can have 4 accounts, right? So you're gonna have your Instagram business, your Instagram personal, your Facebook business, your Facebook personal. Post on your business, share with your personal. And now it's times 4 that people are gonna, now, dude, that's 4 times as many people that are gonna see your stuff, right? Maybe not a full 4 times, maybe it's 2.5, 3 times. A lot of the same people. Either way, it's out there. It's all over the place. People are gonna see it, all right? And those that do support you, they're gonna share it. And now that's more people seeing it. So get out there and post. It's the best thing that you can do for your business. People are on social media, so you need to be on social media. Don't let all the other old school people who are like, no, I don't do that. I word of mouth is way. Okay, stick with it, bro. Fucking stick with it. But when you've only gotten, 100 new customers compared to my 500 new customers this year, we see the results. Let the results speak for themselves. So get out there, make the content, post the content, then ghost the content. Dude, don't worry about it, dude. You look stupid. Fuck it, man. Again, you hear my stutter. You hear the ums and the uhs. I know that I'm not good at this, but I also know that there's only a few people out here making these videos. So why the fuck not? Somebody needs to make them. And my goal is 1,000% to document my journey and to help somebody else. So that's all you got to do is just post it, ghost it, move on. Sorry, I get a little amped up because I get so fed up with people just, it's my channel, so I can say whatever the hell I want. I get so fed up with people just being a bitch, and I'm a Marine, it's like, hey, dude, no ball. Hey, dude, ain't no bitch in my blood. I'm not going to back down from anything, and that includes posting. You say that's the way to do it, I'm not going to be scared to do it, just fucking do it, right? 1 second. Moving on. I get a little heated on that one, but moving on. Number 3. Again, I mentioned it last one. You know what I'm going to say. Fucking get your reviews. Get those Google reviews. That's going to be one of the biggest differentiators for you in your market, wherever you're at. Right now, press pause on this video. I'm just kidding. Press pause on this video and Google pest control, city, state, wherever you're at. Pest control near me. Just go through. You're going to find there's going to be the businesses that pop up. There's going to be your sponsored ones who are paying to be up there, your Orkins, your Terminexes, all that. Then go and start seeing them. Start looking at all the local pest control companies because that's what you are. You're a small business. You're not competing with Orkin. You're not competing with Terminex. We just can't do that right now. But you can compete with 1, 2, 3. You can compete with John's Pest Control Company. You can compete with Mike's Pest Control or Endeavor Pest Control. You can compete with those guys, right? But the way you do that and the way you differentiate yourself is with those Google reviews. Get those reviews and I understand it, and I'm going to give you a little hack real quick. I understand it's like, hey, man, you've got, over 200 customers. So, yeah, you've got, over 200 reviews. I've got one of my buddies. He's got 500 customers. Excuse me. Maybe burp. He's got 500 customers, and he only got 58 reviews. 2.5 times as many customers as I do, or two times as many customers as I do, and I've got 3-4 times as many reviews as he does, because I make it a focal point of my business. So when people go on Google, Google again, you guys, and there's a reason. There's a method to the madness. That's what they used to say, or that's what they say in the Marine Corps, right? There's a method to the madness. We're not just saying get reviews so you can feel good and so you can boost your ego. No, get the reviews because Google will in turn reward you for getting those reviews. They're going to say, hey, you're sending people to our platform, to our page, to Google, and they're leaving reviews. That's telling us that thank you for one, sending them our way, and then two, hey man, you're pretty good at this. You got a lot of reviews. So Google sees that. They're going to say, all right, we're going to be, because again, people use Google. Google wants to be trusted. It has everyone's trust. And it has their trust because it's earned their trust. And to continue to earn their trust, it's going to put the people up top. It's going to, or the people who paid them, right? But it's going to rank them higher. They're going to say, hey, you clearly are good at what you do. Everybody's saying so we're going to recommend you to other people because they're looking for what you offer. And because you've sent so many people our way, because you consistently get reviews, and because they're always good reviews, yeah, you've earned our trust. So now we're going to rank you up higher and we're going to recommend you to these other people. That's what Google is. It's a digital recommendation, right? When people move to your area, or a brand new homeowner buys their first house and they see bugs in their house, they don't know what to do. They don't know people that have pest control. This is all new to them. So what do they do? They go to Google. And they're going to look, okay, well, they're going to say, all right, they're going to see those big companies. Then I probably can't afford that. I can use someone local, small, this is my first time doing this. And they're going to see, okay, there's John's Pest Control Company. There's, Jason's Pest Control Company. There's Johnny's Pest Control Company. There's AJ's Pest Control Company. This dude only got like 10 reviews. I ain't calling him. I'm just fucking around. There's a guy out here this way. But again, they're going to see all these things, and then they're going to say, oh, there's Jarrell's Pest Control Company. This guy got 200 reviews. All these other guys only have, 10, 20, 30 reviews. And out of those, they're only ranked 3 stars. He's got over 200 reviews and he's a 4.9 or he's a 5-star. Now you're earning their trust, all right? Because there was a study years ago, a few years back, that said people trust reviews just as much as they trust a friend's referral. So take that into consideration. If they don't have any friends in the area, brand new, maybe they're the first of their friend group to buy a home, so they can't ask their friends, who do I call because I'm seeing bugs? No, they're gonna go to Google. Google becomes that trusted friend, and Google is going to say, I recommend these 3 companies. Now they're going to say, okay, well, that company only has, 20 reviews. That company has, again, 25 reviews, and that company has 70 reviews. And they're going to go with the higher one because they're going to trust it. That means more people have used them. Well, in their mind, they're going to say, okay, more people have used them, more people trust them, and they so much so that they left them a positive review. So now I'm going to give them a call. That's what it is, brand awareness, right? You've built trust and community relationships and all that good stuff that we talked about. You've built that. Those reviews, they amplify it. They hammer it down that you're the guy, that your company is that company. Not a company, but that company. So that's what reviews is going to do for you. Hammer it down. Get those reviews. And again, shout out to Wilson. We talked about it the other day. When you're starting out, you're like, man, yes, it's easy for you. Again, it's easy for you to say because you have all these customers. I didn't always, but from the beginning, I prioritized reviews. So what you can do, little hack. Reach out to everybody that you know. Say, hey, cousin Johnny, cousin Alyssa, cousin whoever, friends, all your in your church, everybody that you know that you have a good relationship with them, and say, hey, And you don't want to lie. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not telling you to ask for them to lie or anything like that, because Google will ding you. They start seeing all these reviews come from all over the country. It's like, dude, this is not real. This one says that you're over here in Colorado, but there's people in Buffalo, New York, saying that you did a great job at this. Like, Google's gonna see that, and you will get punished. It's not a good look, right? So don't do that. But what you can do is ask them for character reviews. Say, hey, cousin Johnny, cousin Alyssa, say, hey, I just started my pest control company. Can you do me a favor, if you'd be willing to, and leave me a character review? And even tell them, say, don't lie. Don't tell them that I've done the service. Just tell them who I am. If you coach I still coach my son in sports. And when I first started my pest control company, I had reached out to the parents of the little league team that I was coaching, and I said, hey, you guys, I just started a pest control company. First and foremost, I'd love the opportunity to earn your business, but I'm also trying to build my reviews up right now. Again, you don't have to don't lie and say that I've done the service. If you could just review me as a person. And so that's what they did. You can go back and you can go to Google and you can look at some of the reviews that I have, and they're going to talk about specifically about how I managed, a little league team of 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and things like that. They're not lying to Google. They're just leaving a character review. And you can do that. You can easily do that. Get, 10, 15 of those, and boom, Google's going to automatically get you boosted, because once you get to 10, you get a boost. And again, once you get to 100, you get a boost. So do that. Reach out to the people that you know. Ask them for a character review. Say, hey, would you mind leaving a few things, a few nice words about who I am as a person? You've known me for many years. If you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate it. Again, you're not breaking any rules. You're not doing anything wrong. You're getting a character review for who you are. You are the owner of the business, so you're good to go, right? So do that. Reach out, get those reviews. So now there should be nothing stopping you from getting those reviews. And then the last thing on the reviews, make it easy for them. There's bravo and applause, and there's freaking so many other platforms and companies that are going to say, hey, we can boost you. We can get you, right now you're at 13 reviews. We can get you to 113 reviews in the next 3 months, right? Don't waste your money. Again, I'm telling you to do these things for free, because all they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, integrate us into your CRM, give us an API so that we can be integrated. And then all they're going to do is send a text message and an email to all your customers asking for a review. You can fucking do that. You don't need to pay them to do that. You can do that yourself. So go into your notes tab right now and type exactly this. Write this down if you need to so you can do it. Say, thank you again for the opportunity to service your home, or thank you again for the opportunity to protect your home and family. It means the world to us that you trusted us to do so, and we hope we did an amazing job. We hope we created a great experience for you. If you're happy with the service that we provided, it would really mean the world to us. See, even I fuck up. I'm not gonna watch this video again, but use something along those lines. Thank you again for the opportunity to service and protect your home and family, right? Clean it up. Have ChatGPT type it for you. We're as a small business, we're trying to grow. One of the best ways to help us grow is with positive feedback on Google. If you wouldn't mind taking just a few moments to leave a positive review, it would really mean the world to us. And then attach the link to your Google reviews. All you got to do is go to your Google, your link, copy it, paste it, keep that in your notes. Then at the end of every single day, you don't have to do it right then and there because people are at work, but do it, and that's the key. Do it later on in the afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock. All right. Now they're usually home from work. So they're not going to be too busy. and go through your CRM. I use Field Routes and just text everybody that you did. Say you did 8 stops that day. Now you just copy that message and just paste it. Text each one of those people individually, paste, send. And now you've sent out the text message. It's a very heartfelt thank you. And then the law of reciprocation, or the law of reciprocity, will play into effect. Now they're going to get that and say, oh yeah, he did do a great job. He's genuine. He's a good guy. We like him. And the link is right there. They don't have to go to Google. Don't quit. Again, make it easy for them. Don't do the can you leave me a review? And then they're like, okay, how do I do that? Just go into Google, look for us up, and then hit review now. Make it simple. It's right there. Hit the link. Now it's there. Now the 5 stars pops up. They just hit 5 stars. Great service. Boom, you're done. Or they're going to write something super nice. When you do a nice service and when you do something really good and genuine, they're going to leave a really, really good, long, thorough review. And that's something you can use to post on social media, right? So it all helps out. It all ties together. But again, make it as simple as possible. Hit copy, paste, give them the link, and then you're done. And if you send that to 8 people every single day, every service that you get, you're going to get 1 or 2, maybe even 3 reviews. I mean, it's just the law of numbers. It works with me. I'm telling you guys because this is what I do. This is how I've gotten 210 reviews, however many I've gotten, right? Because this is exactly what I've done. So if I can do it, you can do it. Get those reviews. Again, sorry about that. I know I'm not perfect, I try to give you a good script. I fucked it up. But again, go to ChatGPT or just type in a good, think about if you're good about it. If you can do it yourself, just type it in, But you can ask ChatGPT, say, hey, write me a quick paragraph asking for a review, make it genuine, make it heartfelt, and whatever. And it's going to do, it's going to take you 10 seconds, copy, paste, you're ready, So that's all you got to do. Moving on. Sorry, this chair squeaks. I need to get a new front porch chair. Number 4. The next thing you can do is going to help you grow your business in more ways than one. Is get out there and just hit the pavement. I mean, honestly, you've got to just hit the pavement. That entails door knocking, because before social media, this is the way to do it. Now you can get in front of hundreds all at once with Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram, all that. But good old fashioned door knocking. Now you get that immediate one-on-one. Now immediately you have an opportunity to build trustworthiness, to be likable. Right there, go knock on the door and say, hey, introduce yourself. Let them know that you are the owner. People like to work with the owners instead of just some college kid who's just knocking doors for the summer. You can separate yourself from them like that. Say, hey, my name is Jarrell. I'm sure you get a lot of people knocking on your door, and I'm not here to try and bother you. But I did just start a local pest control company. If it's okay, can I leave you a business card? That's all you got to do, Be friendly, be trustworthy, and if they're willing, if they're receptive, you're going to get a whole lot more people that are, because people tend to be a lot more nice than assholes, to be honest. If I knock on 20 doors in one day, I might get a lot of people that say, or that aren't there, or I might get a few people that aren't home, and then I might get 1 or 2 that they're not interested. We have somebody, but most everybody else is say, yeah, you can leave a card, and that's all you got to do is say, and before you walk away, say, hey, who do you use? If you want to try and push it. If you don't, you can just walk away. But again, by not being pushy, you're separating yourself. So now they're like, okay, well, that was nice. That was a nice interaction. And you might not get it right there, but come back 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now. knock on that door and say, hey, hopefully by then you've made a sale. Keep doing that until you do make a sale. When you do, come back in 2 weeks, say, hey, Mrs. or you may not remember me, but I came by about 2 weeks ago and I dropped off a business card. Say, oh yeah, I do remember. Say, I'm so sorry to bother you again. I'm sure you're busy, but I actually just signed up one of your neighbors. I was in the neighborhood again, so I just figured I'd swing by and let you know that I offer a really great service at a really cheap price. That's all you got to do. And then when they ask, well, how cheap? Hooked. Now you got to do. Now all you've got to do is just close them, right? Now you've got them. You've got their attention. Now just sell them. Just build value, make the sale. You can do it. It's easy. And this goes for commercial accounts too. Don't be afraid to go in there and ask to speak to the owner. Most companies around are local small companies, right? So, you don't have to be intimidated. You're not walking in to a company of a CEO that's running a $3 billion company. No, most times it's going to be a little company with, maybe a few employees or something, but just walk in there. Hey, can I talk to the owner? Yeah, what's this about? Oh, I'm actually, I own a local pest control company. I just wanted to speak to him and, blah blah blah, offer my services or just whatever the case may be. Use your own pitch, figure it out. I'm helping you out, but you also got to do some work. Figure out a pitch that works for you. Again, talk to ChatGPT, it'll help you out. But do that. And one thing I will tell you guys real quick, especially with commercial accounts and property management companies, things like that, one quick tip that I will tell you is go online and get you a W-9 form, have it as a digital copy, or fill it out, have a digital copy, and have a couple of hard copies as well. Keep them in a folder, nice and neat in your truck or your van, whatever, and go hit up these property management companies, hit up these real estate companies. These are a good way to get your foot in the door with everybody. Get in there, compliment them, bring them donuts, do things that are nice. Again, do these things because nobody else is doing them. These property management companies, they have an issue. They have to go on Google and find a company. Go be the company that finds them. That's what I've done, and it's made me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars because I went and did exactly what I'm telling you to do right now. Take a W-9, take it with, just say, yeah, I've got it. I can email it to you right now, or I've got it in my truck right now. But go over there to them, knock on the door, walk in, say, hey, they're going to ask you, what can I do for you? Say, yeah, is the owner here by chance, or is there somebody I can speak with? My name is Jarrell. I own a local pest control company, and I'm sure you guys already have one. I'm sure you already work with somebody, but I see that you guys stay busy. If there's ever anything that you need, I'd love the opportunity to help out too. If that other company gets a little busy, I can get to it pretty quick. I make it a point to get there within 24 hours. When you can do things like that, now you've perked their interest, because property management companies, real estate agents, those people, they need stuff now. So right now when you're starting off and you're just getting, when you have time, these are the people to go after. Real estate, property, because again, you have time. So yeah, let them know. I can get there either same day or within 24 hours. Now, again, you've piqued their interest, and they're going to ask you, do you have a W-9? Absolutely. Proof of insurance, your W-9, all that, provide them that information, and now you're setting yourself up for success, right? And again, there's a lot of great money in commercial work, especially all you new guys in that first year. I highly recommend that you do this. If you want to do, I don't do the WDI inspections, but if it's something you're willing to do, this is a great way for you to get in there. Say, yeah, I only charge $150 for a WDI. So now you're getting the money, from that, and then you have an opportunity to build a relationship with the future homeowner and earn their business long-term for regular general pest control. So use that. Really, really use that. Again, for me, my days are starting to get stacked up. I'm doing honestly 8 to 10 stops every single day. So to tell a company that, hey, yeah, I can be there tomorrow, I don't know that I can completely. That's just the nature of the beast, especially because it's just me. Once I get a guy on, then maybe I can do a little bit more of that. But I just, it's hard right now. But for you guys who are starting off, if it's just you solo, or if you got a technician and you have a little bit extra time, now's the time to go take advantage of that. Hit those property management companies up, especially getting into the fall and winter time. That's going to be a great opportunity for you to get your foot in the door, because rodents are going to start getting really bad here in over the next few months. So you can do rodent protection, which is good money, and then if you do exclusion work, oh man, that's a money maker right there. Say, and there's companies that are going to tell you that that's exactly what they want. They're going to say, yeah, they have rodents. We want to get it taken care of. Can you get rid of them, and can you seal the home up so that we don't have to deal with this again? Yeah, it's going to cost you $600. I don't care what it costs. Just do it, you know. But you know, one thing, just a little caveat. I'm going to say that with property management companies, you're going to have to be a little bit cheaper. The same, you know, the prices that you offer to your regular customers, drop those prices for property management companies. You're going to think, oh, well, I'm not cheap. It's going to benefit you, right? Because, you know, yes, you might do, you know, $250 German roach treatments. Do it for $175 for property, or $100. I mean, you might even have to do it for $125. But understand that with property management companies, you're dealing with renters. A lot of time, renters don't care for the house as much. You know, you're going to get a lot more German roach jobs. So yes, you might, you know, be able to do one for a regular customer for $250, and only charge $125 for these property companies, but they're going to send you 5, 6, 7 in a week. So you end up making some money, right? So understand that. Keep your W-9 with you digitally and a hard copy, and also be cheap. Again, not cheap. I'm not talking $50, you know, but if you can say, yeah, you know, I can do it for, you know, $125. You know, start a little bit higher. Say typically, you know, I do it for $125. If you guys can keep me busy and send me for more work, I'll do it for $99 a service. I do a lot of one times. You know, my one times aren't that cheap, but a lot of 125s for those property companies. They'll say, hey, you know, this customer needs this. This company's having bugs. They have ants. Whatever it is, go out there. It takes me 20 minutes, and I make $125. Bang, bang, bang. And if you're quick with it, if you can get there quickly, if you can solve the problem, they're going to continue to just feed you more and more and more and more and more. So that's a great thing to do, especially early on, when you have the time. I highly recommend that that's something you do. Just go Google property management companies, you know, near me, and then just go to all of them. Take them donuts. Take them. I'm in Texas. We do, you know, kolaches are real big. Breakfast tacos, whatever it is that you can do, whatever you want to do. Have your wife bake them some brownies, but you're putting your best foot forward. You know, get in there with the smile, the branded hat, you know, and then make sure you're on Facebook so they get in there, they see you. You know, let them know that you're a professional, that you're an expert. When you go in there, you're nice. You do all these things, they're gonna give you a shot. Again, I'm speaking 100% from experience. Shout out to Timtex Realty. They've provided me with quite a bit of work. All I did was walk in. I introduced myself to the front receptionist. She said the guy was back there, but again, she was the gatekeeper. I was just, hey, you know, I complimented her hair or something. She said, let me just go check and see if he's back here. She went, she told him, I introduced myself. You know, we just hit it off right away. And, you know, he walked back, and even the receptionist was like, that was really good. You know, you're good job. I said, yeah, I got a W-9 right now. I'll go get it from the truck. I went and I grabbed the hard copy. I went in there. I said, look, here you go. And I said, you know what? And I'll also go ahead and email you a digital form just so you can have it digitally as well. He said, yeah, the level of preparation, even though it took me no time, but being prepared like that, dude, it made me look like the real deal. And, you know, I am. And so he recognized that from that very first moment. I was able to earn their business, and they were using a local pest control company, and I straight up swoop in and I took their business. You know, there's a company who's been around for 10 years. I came in, I straight stole their business. I mean, I don't feel bad about it. You know, they were, I was able to do something. I was able to provide what they needed. They like me, they trust me, and now I get a text message from him 4 times a week. Hey, this person has this, and they might be worried about termites. I go out there and I'm just doing it, and then typically every Thursday, Friday, I get a text message. Hey, you have a check here at the office ready. I go in there, I collect some money, and I move on. So get out there, hit the pavement, shake hands, kiss some babies. It's the best thing you can do. Get out there and do it, because it's a way to build a personal touch. And again, costs you nothing at all, just your time. So get out there and do it. And lastly, I know we're coming up. This is a long one. Hopefully you're just listening to this as like a podcast or something. Put it in your ears, just listen. But the last thing, number 5, the free thing that you can do, this one kills me as well. You've got to do it. Work on it all the time. Get really, really good at this, and you're going to be able to close those sales. You're going to be able to, you're going to get your business through the roof by doing this. And that is work on your customer service. Dude, I say that because use your wife's phone, use your sister's phone. Again, this is what I've done. All right, all these things are things that I've done. Get someone else's phone, so that way whenever you call them, I use my wife's phone. So whenever I do call these companies, it's not Confidence Pest Control, and they're just like, oh, he's just calling, and then if I'm pretending to be somebody looking for pest control, they clearly know. No, use someone else's phone, and it's all right. Fuck it, dude. Just call them, and really what you're doing is you're putting them to the test. And maybe you might even get something that, you like out of it, right? But go down the list of all the pest control companies near you and just give them a call and see, one, if they answer, because I did that, and man, let's say there's 10 pest control companies in my area, and this is whenever I started 2.5 years ago. Of the 10 pest control companies I called, there were like 4 that didn't even answer. Just straight didn't even answer. And it was during the day, during a weekday, just did not answer at all. All right, how much business are you losing? Because customers aren't going to call and say, oh, they didn't answer, I'll call back tomorrow, or I'll call back in 20 minutes. No, they have an issue. They want it dealt with now. So they're next, automatically you lost that business by not answering. Next, when they do answer, it's just, hello? Yeah, I'm so-and-so. I was looking for, John's Pest Control Company. Yeah, this is John's Pest Control Company. All right. Now right away, I'm immediately turned off. That happened maybe 2 or 3 times right away as well. They answered with, hello? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is John. Are you pest control? Yeah, I'm pest control. It's like, dude, no customer service. And these other people, these women and these people that call, they hear that, they're like, well, all right, well, yeah, I'll think about it. I'll call you back. So you just can't do that. Put on your best customer service voice, be authentic, and answer the phone happily, kindly. You immediately reassure those people that they made the right choice. There's so many times when people call me, and I know that they're calling me just to get a prize. They're just shopping around, but I win them over with the conversation whenever I answer. For example, whenever somebody calls, if I see a phone number that's not a scam likely or somebody that I know, I say, I answer. If it's morning or if it's afternoon, the time of day will dictate, but I say, good morning and thank you for calling Confidence Pest Control. This is Jarrell. How may I help you? That, immediately, professional, kind, it's like, okay, and I sound happy. Don't sound miserable. I called this one guy in the area who's getting a lot of business, and this is so-and-so. All right, well, and he said that his first name. Okay, like, for example, this is Confidence Pest Control. I'm Jarrell Solis. I'm not going to answer the phone saying, this is Jarrell. Okay, they're not calling Jarrell, they're calling Confidence Pest Control, right? So fucking get off your high horse. Don't answer the phone with your first name thinking that they should be, that should be enough for them to know exactly who they're calling. Don't do that, Be thankful, be grateful, and be genuine. And for me, I'm genuinely grateful. I'm genuinely thankful that I'm getting the opportunity. Even if I don't get their business, I'm thankful for the opportunity to have the chance to possibly earn their business, right? And so, thank you for calling Confidence Pest Control. This is Jarrell. How may I help you? But I also do the good morning or good afternoon. And they'll say, "Hey, Jarrell, I'm calling because I'm seeing some bugs. I just want to get a price for what it would cost for pest control." And then the next thing that again, there was other people that answered, and then the next mistake that I've dealt with and I see pretty consistently is people automatically they say exactly that. They'll say, "Hey, there's 123 Pest Control. How can I help you?" And it's like, "Hey, 123. This is John Smith. I'm just calling to get a price. I'm looking for pest control." Yeah, we come out there. It's going to be $150 for the first service, and then it's going to be $125 for a quarterly service after that. I'm like, okay, well, all right, thank you, bye. You built no value. You did nothing to earn their business. Now, because to somebody who doesn't know what pest control is going to be, cost or anything like that, $150. I'm not paying that. Are you kidding me? I'm not paying that. That's crazy. I can just go to Home Depot and buy a bottle of Ortho or something like that, get some Raid for $6, and I can just do that. And good enough is good enough. You don't want to do that, right? They're calling you for help. Earn their business, So for me, don't just go into pricing. Build value. I cannot stress that enough. Build value. So many people will just go into the price, but again, that might be too much. That might be too little. For somebody who's expecting more, they may have some money to spend, and they're like $150. That's kind of what everybody else charges. I'm looking for somebody who does a premium service. You honestly just never know. So what I always do is I say, all right, yeah, well, real quick, first and foremost, again, find out their name, use their name, because the one thing that people love hearing is their name. Use their name. And then find out where they live at and make sure that it's in your service range. And I'm guilty of this. You get through the phone call and you've earned their business just to find out they're in an area that you don't even cover. So you don't want to do that. Find out their name, find out where they live. Okay, once you've checked off that stuff, then now you're ready to go. What kind of issues are you having? Ask questions. Oh no, be empathetic, right? Feel for them, when they say, "Yeah, I'm seeing bugs." Say, "Oh, that sucks." No, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. Nobody wants to deal with that." Those types of things. Be very customer friendly. I'm seeing fire ants, or I'm seeing wasps, or my kid got stung. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. The last thing I want is for anyone to get stung, especially a kid." Now you feel for them. They feel that you feel for them, right? So now you're asking questions. Find out what their problem is, because you don't want to go in and give them a speech about how great you are getting rid of spiders when all they wanted to do is somebody to come over here and knock down this wasp nest, right? So again, ask questions, and find out what it is. Once you've asked those questions, now you can tailor your response to really prioritize what they're dealing with, right? You're setting yourself up for success. Let them know, build the value. Let them know that, okay, well, hey, the great thing about what we do is we're really good at getting rid of spiders from the inside of the home. We're really good at getting these scorpions taken care of. We make sure that these wasps, aren't there. We get the ants out of the home and make sure they don't come back. You can tailor it towards their issues. Then you build the value. Tell them what your service entails. Tell them what you get when you buy this product. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to inspect your home, make sure that there's no crazy issues. We're going to remove the spider webs, and we're going to remove any of the wasp nests and other debris from around your eaves, your entryways, your windows, all that good stuff. We're going to dust your cracks and crevices to include your weep holes to make sure that you have another layer of protection around your home. Once we do all that, we're going to put on our backpack sprayer, and we're going to apply a safe and effective liquid application. A barrier of protection is what we call it, around your home. So anything that comes into that barrier, they're done for, right? And you don't want to say, I'm going to be spraying chemicals. Those are no words. You don't want to say that. We're going to apply a safe and effective product to your home. Again, sound professional. You work on your customer service skills and your customer friendliness. We're going to do that. We're going to go around your home. We're going to hit the entryways. We're going to go a few feet up and a few feet out. Again, like I said, it's going to be a barrier of protection around your home to create that second layer of protection. And then we're also, once we're done with that, we're going to get, this is my protocol, that's what I'm saying. And then lastly, we're going to granulate the perimeter of your yard, the front and the back, the sides. We're going to make sure that we take care of the fire ants away from the home, as well as any other pests, so that you have 3 different layers of protection. Away from the home, if they make it past that, they get to over here to the barrier. If they somehow get past that, they have the dust to compete with. Now, with 3 layers, they're going to be done for. So again, you tailor it towards your service and all that, but by saying it like that, now it's like, yeah, we do all this. And of course, if you need anything on the interior, I'm happy to come get that taken care of for you. And so we do all this. We're going to do this at every single service that we come out to. The initial service is going to take a little bit longer just because you don't have pest control. So the initial service is a little bit higher. It's going to be $150, but after that, it's only $120 per service. Be sure you throw in that only, because it's like, oh, okay, yeah, only $120 per service. That's not bad. For me, I do monthly billing, and I'm telling you, that's one thing I highly recommend. So I say it's $150 for the initial service. After that, it's only $40 a month. And they might ask, oh, is it monthly? Say, no, it's not a monthly service. Think of it like Wi-Fi. You just pay for it every month, and you have pest protection year round. I'm going to make sure that you're scheduled in service every quarter, but if you need anything between services, or you have any issues that arise, a month or 2 after the service, again, between services, let me know, and I'll come right back out here and I'll get that taken care of. There's going to be no additional charge for that. Again, that's covered under that monthly payment. And they're going to say $40 a month. Oh yeah, that's nothing. I can afford $40 a month. That's $10 a week. All day long, I can do that. Yeah. How do I sign up? Well, that's the easy thing. You can give me your information right here over the phone, and I can get it taken care of right now. Get your first name, your last name, your email, your home address, and a good phone number, and we're set. I'm going to send you over a text message. The agreement's right there. You sign. Once you sign, it's going to prompt you to another page where you can put your card information. We do require a card on file. And then they're going to do that. Now, please understand, you're going to be charged the first time after the first service. After that, it's going to be on the 15th of every month, and it's going to be $40 plus tax. So it totals out to about $43.31. Do you have any questions for me before I let you go? Nope. All right, perfect. Well, I've got you scheduled for tomorrow between 9 and 10. If you could just please make sure the gate's unlocked if you're not going to be home and the dog's put away. Otherwise, I'll get everything taken care of for you, and we're all set. That's exactly how you got to do it. I'm telling you, boys and girls, that's all you got to do, and your customer service skills are going to go up. Your sales are going to go up. Your reputation, your brand awareness is going to go up. Your reviews are going to go up. Your money, your pockets are going to get deeper, and the revenue is going to go up. Everything is just going to be smooth sailing. That's all you got to do. I'm sorry, you guys. I know this was an extremely long video. I didn't mean to take so long of your time, or so much of your time, but hopefully I provided you with some great information. If you like what I said, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, drop it in there, and I'll do my best to respond. And then if you guys ever want to reach out to me directly, Confidence Pest Control, I'm the only one out there. Google me, hit call. ask Wilson, ask anybody. I'm extremely easy to get a hold of, and I love connecting with others. I love being able to talk shop. My wife's tired of talking pest control, so the opportunity I get is talking with you guys in these videos, or whenever Jason and I call each other, or whenever one of you guys give me a call and we get to talk shop. I truly, genuinely love to do so. So please don't hesitate. If there's any questions you might have, and it's something that I can help you with, I would love to do so. So, people are, everybody, I see, so many platforms are starting to, build their schooling and their classes, and they're getting so big, they're getting big, and that's great. I love that for them. And they're starting to monetize it. I just, right now, I just don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. All I want to do is help you guys in any way that I can. So if there's any questions that you have about pest control, starting a pest control company, things that, equipment you should buy, products you should buy, documentation that you need, whatever it is, feel free to reach out to me. I will help you in any way that I can. But for now, thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. I hope that I did help you in today's video. But until next time, get out there, build your brand, get on Facebook, get reviews, hit the pavement, and work on your customer service. Take care, and as always, stay confident.